So everybody, I've been on YouTube for over 10 years now. January is coming up on my 2-year mark of full-time here on YouTube, and I want to talk about my last year on YouTube. Now I know this might come as a surprise to some of you guys. My last year on YouTube in 2022, I want to go over how my YouTube went in 2022. I'm not stopping YouTube. I just want to do a nice little YouTube rewind and reminisce on how great of a year we really did have this year in 2022. It was our very best year on the channel. We pretty much doubled everything last year besides subscriber counts. It's been a true blessing. And real quick, guys, this is kind of like a celebration of the year where we reminisce and talk about, and I highlight everything we did, because we did so very much this last year, and I feel so grateful to be in this position where I can be full-time on YouTube. I can be a full-time travel channel. So please comment down below, when did you guys subscribe? What video was it? And maybe what was your favorite this year, as we're gonna go down memory lane and just kind of highlight what we've done this year. I'm very grateful to do everything that I love, do this every single day. I worked my butt off for 10 years to get to this point, so I feel so grateful and thankful for each and every single one of you. So with that, let's do YouTube Rewind for 2022. We're gonna take it back all the way to January, because obviously that's the beginning of the year, where I start out my year in Wisconsin after about a week of a break. Hey everybody. Welcome back to your daily dose. And this is where I learned to tell you guys when I'm going on my breaks, because a lot of you guys didn't like that I just disappeared from the planet and didn't say a single thing. So I learned that this year to tell you guys, if I'm going to break, hey, I'm going on a break. Immediately after my return back on YouTube, we flew down to Florida for Farts, Festival of the Arts. And then we flew back up to Wisconsin for the one and only Packer game, where they lost.
Here's how many layers I'm wearing today.
Starting out with this, snow bibs, black winter jacket, Green Bay Packer hoodie,
Something like this.
and I actually broke my microphone. That was a really fun time with my sister and my mom. Good memories besides us ultimately losing. Then the three of us had a lovely family trip to Chicago. I love Chicago, especially in the snow. It's actually quite incredible. Oh my gosh. Not a really good start to the day. Then we flew back down to Florida. January has been a slow month, except 2023. I think January is going to be a very jam-packed month next year. But then came February. February, we had a lot of fun with my sister and her friends in Walt Disney World. Made some TikToks that went viral. Well, they did, and those went viral. It was a really fun time. And February is also our very first solo cruise month, our very first solo cruise that I've ever been on. A little bit nervous, but it was honestly one of the greatest times I've ever had in my life on the Independence of the Seas. We also got to be one of the very first on the Galactic Star Cruiser, an unbelievable expensive trip that I really feel like they should be lowering the price on that, but that was a really fun time when we got to go on the Starship Cruiser. And immediately after, I'll never forget this, I got done editing my video at 4 a.m. I had a turnaround to go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I want to say about 2 hours of sleep, and Mardi Gras, you don't even get any hours of sleep. That was something I'll never forget, because of the fact that I was literally on 3 hours of sleep.
Mardi Gras! It's me times! Woo!
That whole trip, and Mardi Gras, partying, eating a lot of seafood. That was fun as well. Tons of experiences that I'll never forget at the start of the year. March came quickly, which is my birthday month, but before my birthday, we immediately boarded after the Mardi Gras. We went on the Wonder of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world, our longest cruise that we had this year, the 7-day cruise. An amazing experience, had tons of viral videos for the Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras got to see a $50,000 room that was actually in a Mr. Beast video. Pretty cool on that. But then we went back to Disney, had some fun. And also had I can't talk. We also had not so good experience at Wolfgang Puck. I'll never forget that. My goodness, I waited like 2.5 hours for that. That's like the low light of the year, believe it or not. Then came April, and April is a YouTuber's favorite month because what's at the beginning of April? April Fools. We went on our second solo cruise on the Maravilla, and I clickbaited you guys into getting kicked off that. I'll never forget that day. That was a good clickbait. Go away. They just said I'm getting kicked off the ship. What? There's like 3 people outside saying I'm getting kicked off. April Fools! Our second solo cruise, gambled for the very first time, went to Ocean Key, and then back to Disney we went to go check out the most outdated rooms at Disney World, which are now refurbished to All-Star Sports rooms. Most of them are pretty much refurbished. Alexa and I got to see those, so it's kind of cool from April till September. That's how long it took for them to get refurbished. We spent Easter at Disney, and around this time, this is when I knew I had to get a new car. My car was dying. That's coming a little bit later. Probably one of our biggest trips of the year, the end of April. We went to New York City, baby, with Taylor.
Excuse me? Taylor? What are you doing here?
Just thought I'd come say hi.
And Alexa. That is a trip I will never forget and really want to ultimately do again. I fell in love with New York, everything about New York. I fell in love with the food, the sights, the sounds. Everything. And then we went to DC, Washington, DC for about like my 4th time in my life.
I'd be best friend that
Can you imagine these things in New York City?
After that trip, it was May, and we spent the next few weeks at Disney with Taylor. What a time that was for the channel. We had lots of viral videos. Our views were probably the greatest in May. Summertime, May, June, July, August, that is the best time for a travel channel from what I learned. It's quite the ride, I'll tell you, especially throughout the whole year. We checked out the most expensive room on Disney property, had an amazing VIP tour. Oh my gosh, what a day. Saw a Nightmare Hotel. We'll never forget that. Maybe that's the low light this year. We went on Guardians for the very first time. We said goodbye to Tay-Tay. Never a good time.
It's sad news time.
Sad news time. We knew this day was inevitable. It was going to come.
Oh my god, don't.
And then saw Space Mountain with the lights on. I'll never forget that when we were on People Mover. That was pretty cool. And then something happened at the end of May and June. I've never done this before, but from here on out, I do not promise really daily vlogs every day. I mean, I still kind of do, but we had a break. I might be doing quarterly breaks for a week. It really depends on it. Like last year I said, I'm not going to promise daily vlogs. Like if I need to have a day, I'm gonna take a day. But it's so hard to do that. But I'm gonna try to focus on that next year because next year is all about mental health, and my well-being. If I need to take a day, if I need to take 2 days, I'll not post. But it's so hard to do that as a creator. But this is when I said, I need to take a week off. So I took a week off, and that's what we did. Right after that break, we flew home. Here.
The mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex adventures into the forest, and he sees a bird. What do you say, mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex? Rawr!
Dogs are quite the species here in Wisconsin.
He needs to find a spot to mark his territory. Sniffing around.
Hey, that's not your yard. Had an amazing time in Wisconsin Dells. I love the Dells. They're so good to me on the channel. They're just a nice company to work with. We went to Six Flags. Expect more of those this year because It seems like those are some viral videos that I always get. When I go to Six Flags, you guys love to see Six Flags. So I might be traveling to Six Flags across America, which I kind of promised last year, but it wasn't in the cards. And then we went back down to Florida, went to Busch Gardens. Oh my God, what a time. Haven't been back since. Then we went to Vero Beach, love Vero Beach. Beautiful, had an ocean view room for the morning. Unbelievable. They also have some very, very good breakfast. Then July came and we went on our first cruise with Laura on the Independence of the Seas, which was my very first cruise solo on that ship. So it was kind of cool to go on with somebody and see what it is with somebody instead of solo. July is also when I bought my dream car. Got my BMW,
Windows down.
beautiful
a
convertible. Very grateful for that. We went on the Disney Wish, and I think the Disney Wish was our best series by far on YouTube. So I'm very interested to see when we go back on the Disney Wish next week, when Alexa and I go live on the 16th, how that series does, because there's been a lot of people on that cruise ship, but it's my sister and I's very first cruise, so I'm really excited for that. And we'll see how that cruise series does, because that was our best by far on the beautiful Disney Wish. My sister came down and we stayed at Disney hotels. Remember, I have like the boardwalk. That was a fun time. August came around and we attended a Disney World wedding. Shout out to the Guerrera family. My goodness, that was a time and a half. And then right after that wedding, we went to Alani for the very first time. Holy cow. The spa, the smells, the food, the pineapple, the happiness, the relaxation. Alani. If I had a place that I wanted to get married, it would be Alani. But back to Florida, we went on our first class. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget that flight too. That was something else. Unhook that. An amazing time. After Alani, we went on that terrible cruise ship. I'll never forget that with Laura. I don't even want to mention what that was. I mean, we already had low expectations for that. Just kind of wanted to vlog something that didn't have good reviews. And immediately after that cruise, we jumped on another cruise, the MSC Divina, which was far superior than the horrible cruise. We gambled and jumped on a first class flight to Disneyland, our first Disneyland trip of the year. Oddly enough, I've only been to Disneyland once this year, but let me tell you, we're gonna be going soon. Had our first visit to D23, went to Knott's for the very first time, and then back to Disney World we went for about 2 months, which was kind of the plan. I just kind of wanted to stay at Disney World for a little bit and film around Disney World, since we really haven't been at Disney World as much as our previous year in 2021. We had a terrible hurricane hit Florida, and I documented that at a Disney hotel. That was quite the time. Different times. But honestly, I wouldn't change anything. I felt safe. And you know, during this time, this is where I kind of learned to handle hate here on our channel. Laugh things off, learn from things, and really just ultimately be like, you know what? The internet's gonna twist and turn some things, especially in a manner that they perceive as what it was. And I'm okay with that. This is where I kind of learned to ultimately that I do have an influence, and that people are gonna knock you down a lot. People are just gonna hate. But this is where I learned to kind of focus on all the good things that happen here on my channel, all the good people that support me. It takes a while for a creator to actually kind of go through that and just push it aside. Because there's a lot of bad people in the world that are really just gonna twist things out of proportion to make you sound bad so they feel good about themselves because they're not feeling good about themselves. But anyways, then we decided to fly home again for a bit, visit some family, had some fun times. Back to Orlando with my sister and her friends. Then we went on the Oasis of the Seas with Laura. What a good time with that. And then eventually my family came and we had some fun, as you guys just saw previously about 2 days ago. And now we are here at the end of the year. A couple more days left, and all I gotta say is thank you guys. This has been a crazy year, a growth year for me, a growth year for the channel. We've done so much, and just wait to see what I have in store for next year. I'm going bigger. We're going bigger. We are I don't know. I just feel so like thankful to be in this position. 10 years ago, I would have been dying to be in this position. But I feel like if you want to learn from this, things take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Like I wanted it to 10 years ago. I really wanted to have a following. I really wanted to be where I am today. But it really doesn't happen overnight. You have to work your butt off. I mean, I don't really consider this work, but some other people might. I work a lot. I research a lot. I love what I do ultimately. And I'm so very thankful for this year, for each and every single one of you guys who clicked on this video, who hit subscribe, who are here right now. It really, it's hard to put in words for the support that I have and for what I ultimately do. So here is to 2022 and to 2023, because I'm looking forward to it, and I just feel so thankful for you guys. So thank you guys so very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what else to say. I really don't know what else to say. Kind of just sitting out here walking and talking. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow, and thanks for a great 2022 that I'll definitely never forget. I mean, it's on YouTube, so I don't think anyone's gonna forget. I'll see you guys tomorrow.